All right, here we go. Hello, everyone, and thank you for watching this webinar on the 8-minute rule. There's no audio taping or videotaping allowed, and any unauthorized reproduction, dispensing, forwarding, or copying of this target coding webinar is illegal. Let me tell you a little bit about myself before we get started. My name is Dr. Marty Kotler. I'm a chiropractor. I practiced for many years, and about 12 years ago, I started a company called Target Coding. I am a certified professional compliance officer, a certified billing and coding specialist, and I consider myself kind of unique because most chiropractors are not certified coders. Most certified coders are not chiropractors, so I can take those two approaches and help doctors maximize reimbursement, challenge them if they're using a diagnosis code that doesn't make sense. I'll let them know that they need to seek an alternative diagnosis. I can do that because of my years of experience in practice, and my goal is just to make sure that doctors are billing and coding properly, making sure you're complying with all the insurance laws and rules. You know, I'm not the insurance guy. Some people call me the insurance guy. I don't consider myself the insurance guy. To me, it doesn't matter if you're all cash or all insurance. I just want to make sure you're complying with all the laws, rules, you're billing and coding properly. We want to help doctors make sure they're not leaving any money on the table, making sure you're Medicare and HIPAA compliant. I've also written many training manuals on chiropractic billing, coding, and documentation, not only for chiropractors, but for physical therapists and for acupuncturists. I write articles for some of the major chiropractic journals in our profession, like Chiropractic Economics, Dynamic Chiropractic, the American Chiropractor. I also write articles for many state association newsletters, and I'm a guest speaker at many state conventions throughout the country. All right, so that's a little bit about myself. All right, now let's begin with going over the difference between timed codes versus untimed codes. Very important. So let's begin with modalities. There are two types of modalities. There are supervised modalities and constant attendance modalities. Let's start with the supervised modalities. These are the application of a modality that does not require one-on-one contact. They're not time-based. Let me repeat that. These modalities that I'm going to go over with you right now, you should see them on your screen. These are untimed. They do not require one-on-one contact. This is the application of a modality, one or more areas. So let's go through the top three because those are the most common ones in chiropractic. 97010, that's hot or cold packs. 97012, mechanical traction. 97014 or G0283, that's unattended electrical stimulation. So those are the three most common supervised modalities in chiropractic. So mechanical traction is probably the most common out of the three. So you have a patient come in. Here comes Mrs. Jones. She's got neck pain, and you, or if in your particular state, a staff member is allowed to apply the therapy. That's great. You set the patient up on traction. You can walk out of the room after the patient is on the traction table. You can close the door, walk out of the room, leave the patient all alone. It's okay. You can do that. Again, it's not one-on-one contact is not required. So you could walk out of the room, you can come back 5 minutes later, check on the patient. How you doing, Mrs. Jones? Fine. You could walk away for another 10, 15 minutes. You know, you could leave the patient on the table for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you feel. You can only bill one unit. This is not a time-based code. So you could leave the patient all alone. Now, getting back to staff members, make sure in your particular state that you know if staff members are allowed to apply therapies. Some doctors are just winging it. They assume staff can do the therapies. Make sure you know if your CAs can do the therapies. Example, in the state of New York, chiropractic assistants cannot apply any therapies. In Florida, they can. I recommend the doctors in Florida have their CAs become registered, and there's all different levels. There's a chiropractic assistant degrees now. There's licensed chiropractic assistants. So make sure you know who could apply the therapies and they get designated in the SOAP notes. So if you have your assistant applying traction to Mrs. Jones' neck, then your staff member's initials or name should be identified in the note. So you don't have to stay with the patient if you don't want to. Vasopneumatic, paraffin bath, whirlpool, diathermy, infrared, ultraviolet. Also, these are non-time-based codes. Those aren't as common. So let's move on now to the constant attendance modalities. Now things change pretty drastically. This is the application of a modality that does require one-on-one patient contact. Application of a modality, one or more areas, each 15 minutes. Each 15 minutes. That's what gets a lot of people confused. Each 15 minutes. What does that mean? Does that mean we have to apply these therapies for 15 minutes? What is it, the 8-minute rule? Is it the 15-minute rule? Is it 8 to 15? Is it 8 to 22, right? We're going to clarify all of those things. Let's just take it one step at a time. So right now, these are considered constant attendance modalities. Let's look at them. 97032, that's attended electrical stim. 033, iontophoresis. 034, contrast baths. 97035 is ultrasound. That's the most common constant attendance modality in chiropractic and physical therapy. There are others, Hubbard tank, there's an unlisted modality. We'll touch on that in a minute, but let's just go with ultrasound for a second because it's the most common. Okay, here comes Mr. Thompson. You want to do ultrasound on his elbow? Okay, you are supposed to be with the patient one-on-one. How do you do ultrasound without it being one-on-one? You know, that could be a question you're asking. I don't know how you'd be able to do that. Now, I know I've seen in some of the chiropractic magazines, there are some unattended ultrasound devices being sold. If you purchase that device and you are not with the patient, I don't typically recommend billing 97035. You have to be with the patient one-on-one. The second most common on this list is the 97032, attended electrical stim. We get questions on that here at our help desk. Well, Dr. Kotler, I have a combo unit. I do ultrasound for a few minutes and then I change the settings to electrical stim. What happens if I do one for 10 minutes, another one for 10 minutes? You know, you're going to see I have a little surprise quiz coming up. Well, it's not a surprise anymore. I'm going to be showing you some examples here and we'll see if how you guys do when you answer some of the scenarios that I put together. So these are constant attendance modalities. If you do something that there is no specific CPT code, like laser, low-level laser, there is no specific CPT code for laser. We are going to be getting one, not next year, but probably the following year, we will have a code for laser therapy and for dry needling. There's a couple of new codes coming up, just giving you a little preview. So right now, at the present time, we do not have a specific code for low-level laser therapy. So if you were required to submit a claim to an insurance company for low-level laser therapy using a CPT code, I would recommend either 97039 or 97139. That's an unlisted modality or unlisted physical therapy service. Now, if you want to use the HCPCS code of S8948, go right ahead. S8948 is a HCPCS code for low-level laser therapy. Let us know if you have any questions on that. Now we're going to move on to the therapeutic procedures. Therapeutic procedures. The definition of therapeutic procedures is a manner of effecting change through the application of clinical skills and or services that attempt to improve function. Let's stop right there. Application of clinical skills. Those of you listening to this presentation, if you're doing any of the codes that you see on the screen, like 97110, therapeutic exercises, and I were to ask you, let's say I was going to challenge you, let's say I was an insurance investigator or you're involved in a state board complaint or a malpractice case, and I say, hey, Dr. Kotler, what clinical skills were you applying when you billed for 97110? How would you answer that? What skills are you applying? We're going to go over that in a few minutes. And or services that attempt to improve function. So whenever you apply these services, you have to document that function is improving. If function is not improving, you may be delivering a service that's not medically necessary. You could be accused of overutilization and have to give money back, so you don't want to deal with that. Now, one of the big differences between a modality and a therapeutic procedure is what? Think about what's the biggest difference between a modality and a therapeutic procedure? Well, a modality is based on a device that you buy. As I mentioned earlier, a modality like mechanical traction. If you're going to build mechanical traction, you need a table, a traction table. If you're going to build ultrasound, you need an ultrasound machine. If you're going to build for hot and cold packs, you need, hot and cold packs. Now, when it comes to therapeutic procedures, you don't need a piece of equipment. So what is it based on? It's based on your intended outcome. What are you trying to accomplish? When I first started billing 97110, I didn't have any equipment. I had patients lying on my chiropractic table doing abdominal crunches. So what skills are you applying? Are you improving function? Provider required to have one-on-one contact. Therapeutic procedure, one or more areas. Again, there's that word, each 15 minutes. What does that mean? So therapeutic exercises is an active procedure. You see some of the photos. The patient has to be doing the work. Same thing with 97112, neuromuscular reeducation. The patient is doing the work. With massage and manual therapy, that's passive. That's passive care. Be careful. Don't be doing passive care and billing it as active. And then we have group therapy, also a timed code. Therapeutic activities, 97530. Activities of daily living, also a time-based code, 97535. All of these codes are time-based. Now, some of them, you'll see 97140, it says manual therapy, Cci Edit, 59 modifier. Let's discuss the 59 modifier. It means distinct procedural service. So if you are going to do a chiropractic adjustment on the same day as manual therapy, it's supposed to be in a separate anatomic site. Why? It's because of the National Correct Coding Initiative edits. There it is on your screen, the Cci Edits. It's a federal program that maintains a system of coding edits to be utilized by all Medicare carriers. Wait a second, Medicare carriers? All the carriers use it, right? Doesn't State Farm and Geico and Aetna and Cigna, United Healthcare and Blue Cross Blue Shield use these Cci edits? You bet they do, but they was intended to be used by Medicare carriers, so I have a problem with that. So the Cci edits created by CMS require that manual therapy, massage, and NMR be performed in a separate anatomic site. So if you do that, you're going to attach the 59 modifier. Now the 59 modifier has been used incorrectly for many years. Studies have shown it. The OIG found that 40% of the time modifier was used incorrectly, resulting in over $50 million in overpayment. So it gets looked at very carefully. It's a frequent target of audits. Make sure you're using 59 properly. If you're using 59 on codes that don't need it, your profile is going to go higher and the insurance companies are tracking you, and then they're going to pull you over and ask you questions. And nothing might happen. It's like the analogy I give. You're driving to the airport, you get pulled over, and it's just a random check. You have your license, you have your registration, there's no drugs or guns in your car, nothing happened. The police officer says, all right, this was just a random check. You're fine, you can go, right? Nothing happened, but now you missed your flight, right? So nothing happened, but there was stress involved with that. So you may using the 59 modifier thinking, oh, okay, I get pulled over, nothing's going to happen, but you may have issues. So it's one of those rare modifiers that bypass the Cci edits. So new modifiers got created. You may have heard of these XESPU modifiers. The XS may be the modifier that's going to be replacing the 59 in your particular practice. It already has replaced it in many practices. Many physical therapists have to use the XS instead of the 59. So that's just a little heads up. Many of you lately, because of a change that United Healthcare is making with the GP modifier, you're coming across EOBs that are coming in. I mean, we're getting flooded at our help desk recently with EOBs coming back denying claims saying missing or invalid modifier. And you may be thinking, well, what's going on here? What do we have to change? What do we have to do? And then some doctors and staff members, they're just winging it. All right, we'll change the 59 to 52, or we'll change the 52 to 51, or we'll change it to the XS, or maybe we should be using the 97 modifier for rehabilitative services. Ooh, that could be dangerous and stressful to just be guessing which modifier. I bring up 52 because some doctors go, well, if I just do, a couple of minutes of manual therapy, I just put the 5-2. That means it's a reduced service. I didn't finish it. Careful. I'm not a fan of this modifier. If you're using this sparingly, okay. If you don't complete the service and you want to bill for it because you didn't get to 8 minutes, okay, sparingly, but not routinely across the board. Don't recommend it. It'll cause an audit. The insurance company will be scratching their head going, why isn't the doctor finishing the service? Why is he reducing the service on all these patients? It looks weird. All right, so now here we go. This is your key chart. I like to talk about total time versus the 8-minute rule, or the rule of 8. Total time versus rule of 8. In general, you should all be following total time, where 1 unit is 8 to 22 minutes. You get to that 23rd minute, you could bill a second unit or a second code. So 23 to 37 is 2 units, 38 to 52 is 3 units, 53 to 67 is 4 units. See the pattern? So here, total time. Give you an example of total time. 97140, 23 minutes. You're thinking, oh, I could bill 2 units, right? And then 97110 for another 23 minutes. Oh, I could bill another 2 units, right? What is the total? Total is 46. 46 does not allow you to bill 4 units, only 3 units. You'd have to get to 53 minutes to bill 4 units, or 2 codes, 2 of each. Hopefully you're following that. Now, there are a few insurance companies that will pay for what I call the rule of 8. So look in the bottom right corner. You do manual therapy for 8 minutes, and then you follow that with 8 minutes of 97110. What is that total? 16 minutes? Some plans will allow both codes, but you better make sure you have it in writing from them that they allow that. Otherwise, that could be an issue, because 16 minutes is 1 unit. All right, you ready for a little exercise? 10 minutes of myofascial release, 10 minutes of therapeutic exercises, 5 minutes of mechanical traction, and you do a chiropractic adjustment or manipulation. Please don't, I know there are some chiropractors that get a little sensitive. It's not a manipulation, it's an adjustment. I interchange the terms. I also interchange subluxation with misalignment. Don't hold that against me. So here we have an adjustment to C5, C6. How would you bill this? Ready? Here's the answer. 97140 or 110. Why? Because that totals 20 minutes. And then we have the mechanical traction, 97012 and 98940. Okay, let's go to the next one. 15 minutes of mechanical traction. And you adjust C1, T2, L5. This should be an easy one. We have 97012 and 98941. That was an easy one. Next, we have 7 minutes of unattended electrical stim, and then you adjust C5, L4, and the left knee. Ready? We have the unattended electrical stim code, 97014 or G02A3. It depends on the insurance company, but those 2 codes mean the same thing. And then we have a 98940 for the 2-region spinal manipulation, and we also have 98943 for adjusting the left knee. I have the 5-1 modifier in parentheses because you shouldn't really need it anymore. You may want to stop using that. Now, if you get denied because you stopped using it, then just add it back in. But 5-1 typically is not needed anymore. All right, you ready? How about another one for you? You do a re-exam. Okay, here comes Mr. Thompson. He comes in, he gets a re-exam, level 3, mid-level re-exam, and then you do 15 minutes of traction on his neck and 15 minutes of traction on his lumbar region. He's got two problems. He's got neck and lower back problems. And then you adjust C1 and L5. How would you build this? Staff members, are you thinking? Here we go. There's your 99213 for the re-exam. Mechanical traction, 1 unit, even though you did it in 2 separate regions for 30 minutes. Sorry, Charlie, 1 unit of traction, and there's your 98940. How about another one? 15 minutes of myofascial release on the shoulder, 10 minutes of exercises, and you adjust C2, T10, and the left SI joint. How would this go? Here we go, 97140, 97110. Anything else? Yep, 98940. Next, 15 minutes of massage, 10 minutes of ultrasound, 13 minutes of neuromuscular re-education, and chiropractic adjustment to L4, L5. How would you build this one? What should you be doing for your time-based codes? Are chiropractic adjustments timed? No. Are these other 3 codes timed? Yes. Total that up. What is that total? 38 minutes. 38 to 52 is 3 units or 3 codes. So there's the massage, there's your ultrasound, there's your NMR, and there's your chiropractic adjustment code. How about another one? 10 minutes of massage, 10 minutes of exercise, 10 minutes of therapeutic activities, and you adjust T10 and L3. How would you build this one? Using total time. Total time is what? For the time codes is 30 minutes. 30 minutes is what? 2 units, right? 23 to 37 minutes is 2 units, so 30 falls right in between. So how would you did 3 services, but 30 minutes is only 2 codes. So what do? Well, the appropriate billing for 30 minutes is 2 units. Select 2 codes to bill since each service was performed for the same amount of time. Only 2 are allowed, and there's your 98940. I think this is the last one. Oh, maybe not. Re-exam level 2. Then you give the patient 10 minutes of ADL instruction showing the patient how to bend, how to lift, 15 minutes of massage, and then we have a chiropractic adjustment to C1 and L3. How would you build this one? Doctor, staff members, what do you think? There's your 99212, your 97535, your massage. You could bill both, right? Because you got, what is that total? 25 minutes. We're good. You got to get to 23, so we're good with 25. And then we have 98940 for the adjustment. All right. So just a couple of closing comments. What I want to do is I want to introduce everyone to a new target coding affiliate. The name of the company is Health Factor Weight Loss. They've just come on board to work with us, and I happen to be able to get the president of the company on the line this morning. His name is Dr. Mark Mandel, and Mark, are you there? I'd like you to take a few minutes and explain a little bit about what your company has to offer.
Good morning, Marty. Thanks so much for having us, and appreciate the presentation this morning. It's kind of I want to say, if you're providing therapeutic care in your office and you're using modalities, you're addressing inflammation. And one of the programs that we offer is our Amp It Up anti-inflammation program through nutrition supplements, all natural nutrition supplements. And for those of the people who are on the call today, we're going to give you a free 1-month trial to try it for yourself. So how does that sound? If you could go to the next slide, I'll explain what that program is.
Okay. And by the way, everyone, we're going to get to questions and answers in a couple of minutes, so hang in there. Keep those questions coming in. We're going to get to Q&A in a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Marty. And I'm, by the way, a third-generation chiropractor, the sixth one in the family, and practiced in New Jersey for many years before going into the business side of the world. So we're really excited to bring out this Amp It Up program with two simple products. One is something that's never been introduced or used in chiropractic before. It's an Amp Up spray. It's a sublingual spray you put under your tongue. It has Amp K, and Amp K is adenosine monophosphate. It's a big word, but we know the unit of energy in the body is ATP. That's produced by the mitochondria, and that activates and drives every activity in the body. AMP is the precursor. It has one phosphate. It's a monophosphate, so it's a great precursor. And we've also loaded it with a mega dose of B12. So spray it twice under your tongue, and you get the B12 absorption, and you activate the ATP in the same way that when you're using the therapies to reduce inflammation. This spray does it and helps do it throughout the whole body to support the electric stim, the ultrasound, the laser therapies, anything you're doing to reduce swelling and inflammation. This is going to step up and help support that for patients' use at home. In addition to something to put into their bodies, you want to take something out of their bodies. And you know the most inflammatory foods that people eat are white flour, sugar, and dairy. So those foods, if we can remove those foods from at least one meal, usually breakfast, and it's, think of the cereal foods that they eat. If we can remove that breakfast and switch that with a delicious, healthy protein powder. So our protein powder has hydrolyzed whey, which is the best form, has egg protein and collagen protein, along with fiber and natural MCT oil to help you feel full. So by switching them out, switching out the breakfast and giving the protein powder, you're reducing some of the inflammatory foods that are contributing to their condition as well. So in combination, these two products, when you put your patients on it, really help work to reduce their inflammation. So the special offer, Marty, we're going to do for the folks on the call, you can go to the next slide. We're going to give you these two products for you to try personally for free. So it's over $100 value. I just asked, shoot me an email, give me a call. You can text me that phone number, but we would like to help you out. It would be my honor and pleasure to figure out how this can work for you and how you can continue to support your patients with some extra value services that they can take home. So thank you very much for this opportunity to support you, Dr. Kotler, in your work, and God bless everyone.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mark, for that information, and welcome on board with Target Coding. We're looking to work with you. All right, so just a few closing comments here. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Here's my contact information. If you'd like to send me an email or you'd like to set up a free consultation, we offer free consultations, free 15-minute consultations. Feel free to set one up, send us an email, and you can pick my brain for 15 minutes. You could ask us about what products and services we have to offer. You could set up a time to continue for another 15 minutes to talk to me about time codes and untimed codes. So hopefully you learned some good things today. Just a few things that we offer here at Target Coding. Besides these webinars, we have products, we have videos, training manuals, books. We have services that we offer. We do on-site trainings and one-on-one consulting. We provide customized HIPAA and Medicare compliance programs. We have membership programs, those of you that like to work with us on a monthly basis. And we do seminars and webinars. So one of the things that we like doing here is checking your SOAP notes. And we strongly recommend doctors be proactive. Don't wait for the oil light to flash on your dashboard. Get out of the car, open up the hood, take a look at what's going on. Why am I saying that? Because every doctor that I work with that's being audited, that has had to give money back, they always say, I wish I would have contacted you months ago, Dr. Kotler. Working with a doctor right now, United Healthcare won $70,000 back for one particular code that he was billing wrong for years. If he had come to one of my seminars or hired me a few years ago, he wouldn't have had to give back a penny. So bring your SOAP notes in for a checkup. We'll review them. We will review 5 charts for you. We'll help you find money you're leaving on the table. How do we know that? Because we've been doing it for 12 years, and we have just added one CPT code to a couple of practices, and it's helped them collect an additional $10,000 per year. So We call it our comprehensive chart audit and fee schedule review. I also have a book that I've written on the codes that will help you improve reimbursement. It's called The Guidebook on the Best Chiropractic ICD-10 and CPT Codes to Improve Reimbursement. It shows you the codes that will pay for the most visits. It explains how to justify your diagnosis codes. For example, if you are reporting cervical radiculopathy to insurance companies, well, we give you a little cheat sheet here. What subjective, orthopedic, neurological, and chiropractic findings should you have in your notes to justify that code? So we like doing that. We also are specialists in code pairing. I don't know how many of you have ever been to a wine and food festival. That's where you have people like sommeliers, where they're masters in showing you how to combine food and wine to have that maximized culinary experience. Well, I consider myself a coding sommelier. I'll show you how to pair your codes. So if you are going to diagnose a patient with, let's say, with cervical radiculopathy or lumbar disc degeneration, that pairs beautifully with mechanical traction. And we show you how to do that in the book that we supply. We also have forms. I know most of you have software, ChiroTouch and ACOM and Genesis and Eclipse, all the, wonderful software programs out there. You still need forms. You still need fight back letters. You still need letters of medical necessity. I was just working with a doctor. He's like, Marty, one of my patients needs a letter of medical necessity for, those Varidesks, those stand-up desks. I put together a letter of medical necessity, gave it to the doctor gave it to the patient, the insurance company reimbursed for it. So we have a whole bunch of letters of medical necessity, exams, samples, soap notes. You might be interested in our forms. We have 11 videos on the website right now that are for sale on the most common features that are required for billing, coding, and compliance in the chiropractic practice. We have 11 videos that we sell. We also offer memberships. So we recommend you go to the website, check out what we have to offer. Now let's go and take a look and see what questions have come in. Can you explain 97039? Wait, hold on. Let me just switch screens here, and we'll take care of that, and we'll get to questions.